Now I've got a large brush here. You can use a really big mop brush. This is a goat hair brush that I got as a gift from a company. So I'm just going to be using this. And I think what I'll do is actually, I'm going to start with the sky first. So a bit of cerulean. Let's get a bit of that cerulean in the sky. And very, very light wash of it. Okay. The great thing about this brush is that you can get in a very light wash of color and pick up a lot of paint as well with it. So try to find yourself a large brush to do this. I'm working quite large as well. This is an A3 sized sheet of paper, and I'm going to just sort of leave a few bits of white near the buildings as well. Okay, just bring that across. There we have it. That's the sky. That's all we need in there. Okay, in these buildings also, I would like to put in maybe a little touch of blue in there, indicating the reflections of the sky as well in this building. Like this, like this, this. And what I'll do now is mix up a little bit of, say, orangey, warm color. I want to drop some of this yellow ochre into the buildings. I don't really want it to be too vibrant though, so I've got to be careful. Okay, so a little bit of this. Now, remembering that all of this is going to, probably I'm going to go over the top of it after anyway, but the trick is really just getting in a little indication of the details of the windows and stuff like that. A bit of merging, but at the same time, I'm going to cut around some of the windows and get in some small details. Okay, as you can see. This is just a bit of yellow. I might pick up some of this other yellow here as well. That's better. A bit more. And some brown. I've got a little bit of brown here. I'll just drop in. Okay. Some grey left over on the palette. Okay, so I'm gonna just work on these buildings, the windows, and cut around them a touch, as you can see. Okay. And the great thing about this brush is that you tend to, because it's quite large, it's hard to actually get in everything accurately. And as a consequence, you have to just get everything in quite quickly and deal with how it looks. So it's what I'm doing at the moment, just getting in the side of this building. It's just a warm sort of color for now. Okay, like that. And a bit of this orange color maybe for the top of this shade here. All right, a little drop of that in like this. The one to the right hand side, I'll pick up a bit of red, a bit of warmer colored red or something like that. Okay, I'm keeping these pretty light. All right, and here, and good. Coming down. Again, just still adding in light colors. We don't want to get in any darkness in here just yet. Now, let's work on this building off in the background. A little bit of brown and a bit of neutral tint. I just want to mix a bit of grayish color and merge this building in a touch. Okay, like that. And some more yellow. Let's get in some more yellow into this background section. And don't be afraid to leave in a bit of white in there as well. Okay. And the big thing to remember is, like, at this stage, we're not even trying to get in any details. We're just getting in the light, painting the light. Okay. Going a bit more subdued in the background and also dulling some of the colors down. I love to mix colors as well so that we've got, a nice variation of what's happening over there in the background. Oops, I've gone a bit over into the sky there, but it doesn't matter. No problem. This brush just forces me to work a bit looser and sort of touch that paper less as well, mind you, which I think is a good thing, so that I don't get overly occupied on things that aren't important. Now, around this window and this window here, these light washes are so crucial because they really bring together the essence of the scene, and then all you do afterwards is just add in the dark bits. So I'm going to cut around that light a touch, leave a bit of something in there to indicate it. All right. Notice how I'm just indicating. I'm not getting in all little details, getting too fussed over everything. Here we got that window again. So cutting around that window a touch, even here. Do it here, here as well, like that. And I'm just merging that all. Look at how I'm just merging it into that background. Okay, let's leave a bit of white like that, maybe. Come down, some more yellow, like this. Here, bring that down, bring this one down. Here, a bit of darkness off here in the distance. Okay. As you can see, it's all slowly starting to come together. I'm thinking, what should I put here for the window? I might cool it down with a little bit of blue. Just under here. Not all of it, but just maybe some of it to... yeah, just a bit of blue or something or another in here. Okay. And then for the ground, let's work around the figures first. So I've still got a lot of this grayish paint. I'm going to just pick up a smaller little mop brush like this. And this is kind of perfect so that I can cut around the figures a little. Okay. And these little umbrellas off in the background, it's kind of tricky to see them now. But, I'm going to just leave them as is. Okay, but, this grey that I've got, I figure I'm just going to use that to cut around and dull the underneath part of this building. There's also a little bit of purple that I've got in here as well. Putting some of that in there, probably suggest, if you're going to do the same thing, to go very lightly. Only a little bit of purple I've dropped in there, but because afterwards we're going to go and do it in quite a dark color, cutting around the figures and that kind of thing. But for the figures, you can really bring out a bit of life in them by coloring in, putting in a touch of colors for them. See, just very light colors, because you want to indicate that they are in the sunlight. So this one's just a bit of red, a bit of pink or something like that. I've got a bit of this creamy color. I'd found, this can be something for this figure, a bit of this creamy color mixed with blue. There we go. That's a bit of color for that figure. This lady here, sort of standing by the side, she's got a white shirt on actually, so I'm not fussed about just leaving that one white. Same with these other ones. Maybe this figure here, we could put in a bit of reddish color for them. Bit of bluish color for this one here in the background. Don't be afraid to just leave some of them as they are sort of lighter, or even just white. Now I'm going to continue all the way down and keep working on this, and bit more gray here. All right, yellowy sort of gray color, just a warm gray. These are all like some indications perhaps of tables and stuff like that here. Okay, stuff running through. This could be part of that sign or whatever. And as we get further down, I'm going to pick up a bit of red, mix it in with grey, and a bit more red. Maybe some of this carbazole, not carbazole, it's quinacridone orange. A bit of quinacridone orange for the ground. It's quite a warm, really warm colour. Vibrant, warm colour. A bit of red and quinacridone orange here for the ground, I think would be great. Trying to find that right mix of it between orange and red. And I also don't want it to be too overpowering, which is tricky. I'm going to pick up this larger brush again. This is going to probably make it easier. Dull that down a touch as well so that we don't have too much vibrancy. And remember, this ground is still very, very light. So we, in essence, we just want to make sure that we've got an indication of that color, but we don't want to overdo it with the color saturation. So I'm running backwards and back and forth and grabbing some of this grayish colored paint and dropping a little bit in there as well. Okay, cutting around the figure there, the legs for that figure. Bring that across here. No, there we go, just going around, just a warm color. That's all it is, just a nice warm color for the ground. And making sure it's not too vibrant, but again, in the reference picture, it is fairly vibrant. Depends on what you want. I mean, for myself, I think I just want to tread carefully here. Okay, maybe have touches of vibrancy in some areas, but I don't want it to overwhelm what is happening in this scene. Okay, look at that. It's slowly happening, slowly coming together. Sometimes you get a bit of spread, so you can pick up a tissue and just dab off some of those areas that have made a run into the sky. I'm not too fussed though. Okay, good. Now I'll give it all right, so let's give this a quick dry.